Hi, thank you for watching Chicharupa Yoga and Fitness. I'm Laura Wilson, teaching you ways to modify yoga poses and exercises so that we can all find a way to work out. Today's yoga class is a strength building yoga geared towards the beginner to intermediate level yogi, but those who are advanced can still get some benefit from this as well. It's really good for all levels. But we're going to look at increasing strength in our legs, our arms and chest, and of course our core. So make sure that you've got a nice safe space, a good non-stick mat. I do have my blocks here, I may use them. And if you have blocks, you can always use those. I do have some videos that tell you about how to use blocks for your yoga poses. So just go ahead and get together whatever gear that you want. We are going to have Shavasana at the end if you need any props to help you be more comfortable and final relaxation. Just make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell as well. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments whether you like the beginner, intermediate, or advanced level yoga classes so that I'll know how to program what I put on the channel. Let's go ahead and begin standing in our mountain pose. So we want to press our shoulders to the floor, fingers to the floor, feet into the floor, closing our eyes. And let's just take a few deep breaths here. Remembering to listen to our body when we move, taking whatever modifications our body wants. Let's just start wiggling our fingers and then our arms, rolling our shoulders forward and backward. And we'll push one hand down, drop our head away. Push the other hand down, drop away. Let's do that again on each side. And we're going to start with a little standing cat and cow to warm up our whole spine. So we're going to inhale as we lift and open, exhale as we tuck everything forward. Inhale, exhale. Now let's roll this up, inhaling up, exhaling halfway forward. Now let's bring hands to our heart. We're going to shift our hips back to our powerful pose. We often call this chair. But let's inhale up, and we're going to exhale, shifting our hips back first, knees staying behind our toes. We can take hands to our thighs, heart. Let's inhale up, and one more time, exhale, sitting back, feeling that power in our legs. Let's inhale up, step out wide this time, turning our toes out slightly. Let's take a wide squat here. Inhaling up, exhaling down. So pretend that you're doing pull-ups with your arms, warming up our upper body here. And let's pull this down, hands to our heart. Knees opening out. Again, feeling that strength in our legs. And let's inhale up, bring this in, circle our hips. Let's go the other way. And we'll come to the top edge of our mat. I'll tell you what, let's go to the back edge of our mat so we're facing the long part of our mat. Inhaling up, let's exhale, forward fold. And we're going to walk our hands forward and find a plank. Just for a moment, we're going to lower to our knees and press to child's pose. So let's take our hands forward. We're going to inhale forward. Let's exhale and lower a little bit. Inhale, push up, and exhale back. So starting in on that upper body strength, but small movement this time as we're warming up. pressing back to child's pose. And some of us might prefer downward facing dog, coming forward to tuck our toes and lift up. Let's flow from here, inhaling forward to plank. Exhale, pressing to downward dog. Or inhale forward to plank. Exhaling back to child's pose. So take it back to child's pose or downward dog. Let's come to hands and knees. And we're going to extend one leg back, opposite hand forward. Let's bring that down and switch sides. Pressing out through our fingers and toes. And again, finding child's pose or downward facing dog. Let's bring this forward. We're going to go ahead and get our upper body stuff out of the way. So let's start with a kneeling side plank, sliding one foot off the mat, lining up the other foot down on the floor. And then we're going to roll and lift, pulling through our abdominals, through our obliques. Let's bring this back to hands and knees. We'll slide the other foot off, line that foot out, and open up here. Remember, we can always keep a hand resting at our hip. And let's release from here, taking it back to child's pose. We're just sitting on our feet. We can flip our hands and stretch them in the opposite direction. And if that kneeling side plank was challenging enough for you today, do that one again. Otherwise, we're going to come forward to our full plank and roll to a full side plank. Let's release to full plank or switch our kneeling plank. And again, we'll find our child's pose, flip our palms. Let's all press up to our downward facing dog, shifting forward, tucking toes, lifting up. And we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Slight bend in our knees, forward fold. Let's hinge from here. Shake that out. Make sure to get water. Arm balances, planks and stuff do get our heart rate up. Help us break a little sweat, so we should be nice and warm now. So make sure to rehydrate as you need. Let's take our mountain at the top edge of our mat, and we're going to step back for warrior one. From here, we're going to open up to warrior two. So our front toes are pointing in front of our mat. Our back toes are open out to the side. Front knee over the ankle. And let's flip this hand, reaching forward and then up, reverse warrior. Feeling our feet drawing in toward each other and lifting, engaging all those muscles in our legs. Isometric contraction in our legs. Let's take our forearm to our thigh. We can extend our other arm up or keep it at our hip. We're going to work through our obliques again with a little flow as we inhale, lift, exhale, come over. Go at the pace of your own breath. We'll hold reverse warrior. That's reaching that one hand up, pressing down through the hip, engaging those muscles in our legs. Let's come back to warrior two, straighten both legs, and let's just find our triangle. Reaching forward, shifting our hips back, and we can come over. This is a good place if we have a block This is a good spot to use the block, or we can just hold on to our leg. Focus on moving this shoulder to the ceiling. And let's come back to warrior two. And we'll walk this foot in for warrior one. Stepping up to our mountain, shaking that out. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Sliding our leg back, warrior one. Walking it back to warrior two. So gazing out over the hands over our lunged knee. Again, drawing our feet in toward each other, pulling our energy up, engaging the muscles in our legs, building that lower body strength. Let's flip our palm, reaching forward and up. Making sure we breathe. Let's bring this hand over, reaching this hand on top. Again, focus on shoulder over shoulder. Wherever the hand, this arm is, focus on the shoulder movement. Let's flow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bringing it over. We'll take it to our reverse warrior and hold, reaching up, pressing down through this hip. Let's come back to warrior two, straightening our legs, shifting our hips and reaching. Reach, reach. And just find a spot on our leg or maybe a block. Focus on the movement of that upper shoulder toward the ceiling. Arm extending straight out from where the shoulder is. No reaching back. Come back to warrior two. Walking our foot into warrior one. Stepping up to mountain. And again, get some water if you need it. Let's take this to our standing balance pigeon today. Get near a wall if you need to. We're going to cross one foot over the other, sitting back in a single leg chair. So hold on if you need to. Either way, you're still working on balance here, strengthening the muscles of the standing leg. Whether you're holding on or not, you're working those muscles. Hugging in through our core to keep our chest up. Let's bring that up and switch sides. So crossing the leg over, sitting back. Feeling all those muscles in that standing leg down to the ankle and the foot. And we'll bring this back up, staying at the back edge of our chair, our mat. Let's inhale up, exhale, forward fold, and we're going to walk forward to our plank again. This time we're going to lower all the way down onto our belly. Let's look at our lower back. We're going to untuck our toes, hands under our shoulders, shrug our shoulder blades to our hips, and we're going to inhale and lift to a cobra. The goal here is to work our lower back. Inhale and lift. And let's lower down to crocodile, stacking our arms, placing our head on our top arm, releasing through our glutes and back. Breathing into our belly. Now let's bring hands under our shoulders. We're going to shrug our shoulders back again. Inhale up. Let's bring elbows under our shoulders for Sphinx. Pressing our shoulders down and our head up. Seeing how our lower back is feeling here. As long as it's okay, we can lift to seal. So stay in Sphinx or come back to Sphinx if you need to. Shoulders still pressing down. Breathing. And let's lower all the way down to crocodile. Release and breathe. bring our hands back under our shoulders. And for those who are beginner, let's just focus on that Cobra again, lifting and breathing here. Those who are more intermediate, we can slide our hands back to our chest. Really push the tops of our feet into the floor, roll our shoulders back, and we're going to inhale, lift to our upward facing dog. So everything off the floor except our feet and our hands, belly button pulling up under our ribs. Breathe. And let's come back to crocodile one more time. Noticing how our heart rate may be up a little bit. Let's bring our hands under our shoulders and bring ourselves up to sit. So arm balances and back bends both can increase our heart rate. That was a combination. So just take a moment here to check in with our body again. Just notice if our heart rate is up a little bit. Hopefully only a little. How are we breathing? And I tell you what, let's just stretch some stuff out. So let's reach back, clasp our hands, and just really open through our heart. Continuing to breathe deeply. Seeing when we can get our breath back under our control. Let's release from here and extend one leg out. We're going to reach up and just side bend. So just reach over that one leg. Reach for the ceiling, reach for the foot. Both sit bones pressing into the floor. Let's bring both feet together for round angle. Elbows into our thighs, and let's bring our heart forward and maybe toward our feet. Sitting this up, let's take our other leg out, and again we're going to reach up and slide over. So inhale up, exhale over. Let's bring this up, and we'll take both legs out this time, stretching forward. So still in the interest of strength building, let's do one boat. We're going to do one boat pose. So let's lift up, we'll bring our legs together, and we'll turn sideways. And this is a good spot for a block. If you have a block, you can squeeze it between your thighs. Otherwise, just squeeze your thighs into each other. We want to hug our belly up under our ribs, tilt our hips forward, and then we can lift just one foot. Release and let go. We can lift both feet, holding on or letting go. We can even extend forward. So find one that challenges you the most, and each day it can be something different. But let's go ahead and bring this down, sole of our feet together, taking this forward. We're going to lift up from here and roll down to our back. And just take a moment to rock here or shake everything out. I am going to use a block for this next one. But if you're looking to build strength in our strength building yoga, you don't need the block. But let's walk our feet back till we can touch our fingertips to our heels. And we're going to come to our bridge pose, which does take a lot of strength. Work through our glutes and thighs. For someone coming off a little bit of a strain, if you've had any kind of surgeries or anything, a block right underneath the pelvic bone helps to support this pose. Otherwise, keep squeezing the glutes and lifting a little higher. Breathing. And then we'll roll this down, extending our feet to the ceiling. Let's cross one over the other, reaching straight out to hug our legs in toward our body. We want the bent knee in closer than the foot. Now let's go ahead and flex the foot that's sticking up in the air. Pointing our balls of our feet away. And let's flex the foot again. Lifting up and switching sides, hugging this in. Flexing that upper foot. Pointing the balls of the feet away. Flexing our foot. And let's release from here, hugging our knees in. Let's take our arms out wide and drop our knees over to one side. And here's another place for a block. If our knees don't come all the way down, we can place them on a block. Or we can even squeeze a block in between. So finding a place we can just breathe here. Let's unwind, rock that out or kick it out. As we're ready, let's squeeze our knees, roll to the other side. Same options with the block over here. And just breathe. Drawing this back up to rock. And we'll go to final relaxation. So we can bring our feet to the floor, knees together, arms by our side. Or we can extend this out to full Shavasana. Closing our eyes, tapping into our inner strength. So allowing our mind to assist our body and releasing our legs, releasing our arms, letting go any tension in our trunk, releasing tension in our neck, leaving a little space in our jaw, balancing out all that work with a little stillness. If you're in the zone here and you want to pause the video and stay a little longer, go ahead and do that. Hit play again when you're ready to come out. And just remember, when you're ready to come out, the longer you're in Shavasana, the longer you want to take to come out. We always start at our fingers and toes, then arms and legs. And just moving whatever way we're feeling. Taking our time about hugging our knees and rolling over. And just making sure from here that our head feels balanced. We don't ever want to pop up too quick to our seated position. And let's just take a moment here to check in again, see how we're feeling. Hopefully we're feeling a little stronger. And as always, I want to thank you for joining me here today. Please do subscribe to the channel if you watch regularly. Ask your friends to subscribe as well. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, and let me know in the comments whether you like these more hybrid versions like a beginner to intermediate with several levels of options, or if you prefer just a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And I will see you next time.